Hey YouTube! So it's my friend Hillary's birthday soon, and I'm going to make her chocolate cupcakes with a chocolate ganache frosting, and I thought that I could share how to make the frosting because it's like crazy easy, okay? Here's what you need. Whipping cream, chocolate chips. That's it. So there are two types to make chocolate ganache. The first type is to mix your chocolate chips and melt them with your whipping cream. And that works really well. And I think if you're a novice chef, that's what you do. I'll show you with the whipping cream how to do that in a second. But if you want to be fancy, and I really just don't want to do math homework right now, you can chop the chocolate chips up into kind of a powdery dust. This is about the consistency you want. Just into your bowl. And you just start with your whole chocolate chips and just chop them back and forth for like what feels like forever until you start to get a small powder. Basically, if you're wondering, okay, well, how small powder is small powder, you want to get to the chocolate chips so they're at least a quarter in size. Ideally, you know, you want them a lot smaller than that, so don't just take your chocolate chips and quarter them. Chop them up like I'm doing here so that most of it's kind of this pebbly dust, but if you've got a big chunk, the biggest it is the quarter size of a chocolate chip. Okay, so like I said before, if you're a novice and you're not comfortable chopping the chocolate chips, all you're going to do is take the chocolate chips, this is just a fraction because I still got to chop these up, and then you're going to melt them until they become liquid chocolate, and then add about, I would say, 1 to 2 tablespoons of cream for every cup of chocolate chips you chop up. And then to get the idea, about a cup of chocolate chips is about 1 layer on your average 8-inch round cake. So if you're making a 3-layer cake, you're going to need 3 cups of chocolate chips. You're going to need probably around a 1/4 cup of cream. So it's pretty simple. So if you are melting your chocolate right now, this pan would be full of chocolate, so let's just pretend. But if not, then what you're going to do, if you're doing the choppity chop method, you're just going to add a couple tablespoons of cream, which look like that much. Put your heat on medium, and you're just going to keep stirring it. It's going to take a little while. You kind of want to get the cream up to a simmer, but you don't want to let it boil, because once it starts boiling, it's going to start getting, you know, all icky on the bottom of your pan, which will make it hard to clean. If you don't have really thick pans, you can do this in a double boiler where you fill your bottom pan up with boiling water and then the top pan use a metal or glass bowl to heat the cream that way. And that works just fine. My pans are nice and thick, so there's no problem there. But if yours aren't, that's a really good idea. So we're almost there. You can see the cream is kind of sticking to the sides of my pan. That's a really good sign. You can kind of see it thickening up a little bit. Yeah, it's nice and hot. So you can kind of taste it. If it tastes hot, you're good to go. Also, I can see some steam coming up, and look, we just got bubbles. Perfect. What you're going to do with your boiling, bubbling cream is just add it really quickly. I might have taken too much time to even move my camera. And then take a whisk, and you're just going to whisk and whisk and whisk. And can you see this? Yeah, pretty well. And you're going to whisk it until it gets nice and smooth, which, it gets really thick really fast. And this is why, if you're doing the choppity chop method, which again, I recommend, you want to get really small pieces. But if you don't, I have a solution for you. So, if you still have chunks, and if you're like me, you will. If you take the bowl of stuff and put it over a double boiler, which is just water in your cream pot, which looks a little creamy, but it'll be okay. Just set it on top, and you stir. And you can turn the heat all the way up, really. Also, if the mixture is really thick and you're like, man, I'm never going to be able to frost this on the top of anything, add just a little sprinkle more of cream. Not a lot, but just maybe, you know, half a teaspoon or something like that. And it'll really help. And you're going to get a really, really beautiful, deep, dark chocolate. You're really close. It's really smooth, and all really one mixture. And so we're done. We turn off the heat, remove it from heat, and we're going to spread this. Hey YouTube, so this is what it looks like at the end. It's a really thin frosting. You don't want to go too thick on it because otherwise it's crazy strong. But you get this pretty shine. And if you're making a multi-layer cake, it works great because it can glue everything together. So thanks for watching me. And yeah, I posted another video.